We're on a trip. We're on a trip to San Francisco, as that screen says, right?
Yeah.
Who are you, and why are you planning my trips now?
I'm not planning them, Robert. Your friends. Oh, actually, I guess I am. I'm one of your friends, so I will be helping you plan your trips.
Thank you very much.
My name is J.R. Johnson. I'm the founder and CEO of Trippy. Trippy is the first travel site designed for your friends to plan your trip for you. If you think about it, every travel site that's been designed to date is designed for you to do all the work and you to plan the trip on your own. You're kind of the last person that should be doing it because most times you don't know anything about the destination where you're going, but your friends do. We get a lot of inspiration for our upcoming trips based on where our friends have traveled before. So Trippy taps into your social graph, and we've surfaced the friends who can really help you plan one of these trips, and we make it fun and easy and very social for them to do that.
So I totally had no clue what you were talking about when you called me on the phone. I know you from other things, but I was like, what the hell is he doing a travel site for? Why do we need yet another travel thing, right? There's already TripIt and TripAdvisor and Kayak, and Google just came out with a travel search engine today. And why the hell are you doing this? But I just want to show one thing on the screen before you start.
Yeah.
Right. I told my friends that I'm going to New York next week, and Brandy Barker, who used to do PR for Facebook, says my favorite hotel in New York is Crosby, and she recommended that hotel to me without me even asking, right?
Yeah.
So you're up to something. What's going on here?
Okay, well, that was not staged. Brandy,
it totally was not
that
staged.
wasn't staged at all. Like we didn't. I thought it was like an old. Wait, how'd that old thing that Brandy may have put in there? How'd that get into the system? But so you guys are Facebook friends.
Yeah.
So she saw that you had a trip to New York. So she knows you. She knows what you would like. So she jumps in and says, "Hey, you should stay at the Crosby Street Hotel." And that's what Trippy is designed to do. It's designed to find the friends who can really help and let them come in and help you. And the cool part is, like, they know what you like. Like, they know what you're interested in. They know what you'd be into because you know these people. There's natural intelligence built into all of these relationships we have with all of these people we know. An algorithm can't replace that. An algorithm, I don't care how good your algorithm is, it can't replace the natural social intelligence that we have by knowing one another and knowing what one another like and don't like.
Yeah. And we're actually on a trip, right? You're on your trip to San Francisco.
I'm on my trip to San Francisco.
I think we have the thing here. So we're stuck in a little bit of a noisy condition here, you know, out in public. So, so when you told everybody you were taking a trip on Trippy, what did you do, and what came back? What did people say to you or do for you?
Right. Yeah. So it's really easy. It's kind of that natural conversation that takes place when you're planning a trip. Okay. Natural conversation that takes place when you're planning the trip around. Your friends want to know where you're going, time of year you're going to be there, how long you're going to go. We've socially engineered it around just what is natural that we do already. So if, do you want to go through the click-through on this?
No, I don't want to. I just want to hear from you, and maybe see an example of some more examples of the cooked thing, because I don't need to go through the setup process. But tell me.
It's a natural conversation. So where are you going? What time of year are you going to be there? And then your friends are going to want to know, have you booked anything yet? What are you thinking about? What are you considering? Yeah. That's a natural thing that we're really interested in.
So you might know of a hotel, right? I know the Marriott Marquis in New York, right? And that's about all I know, right? So I might put that.
You might put that in, and that way, and that's really important because now it opens up. You're not just getting recommendations from your friends. You're getting feedback from your friends. You're getting feedback on the things that you're thinking about, but also you're getting feedback on what your other friends are telling you. So it opens us up to an entirely different type of contribution. And this is a socially collaborative type of contribution where you're getting feedback from your friends who are telling you what they think you should do, feedback on top of those ideas, and then feedback on all the things that you're already considering.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and you have to use it to really understand it, I think. Because when you were telling me about it on the phone, I just wasn't getting it. I was like, what? I already get good travel recommendations from the world. Right?
Yeah.
This was very personalized and very quick.
That's the thing. It comes from the people who know you, the people you can trust, and they know what you like and what you don't like. And it's like any social tool, like any social product, I think that what you need to do is actually have it out there in the wild and use it and see how your friends engage and how your friends react with it. It's kind of hard to kind of get your head around a lot of social products until it's actually in the wild and you're using it.
Now you asked, it asked for you what kinds of things should you be doing here in San Francisco. So I saw like I don't know, go to Alcatraz, go see the Golden Gate Bridge, you know, all the usual stuff. But there were some other ones that were pretty detailed for you. Right?
Well, that was really cool because my friends, some of them will know some of the things that I'm into. I give them my normal things that I would normally do in town, and then they can add to that and say, hey, you might want to check out Ike's place. They make killer sandwiches over there, and they gave me a couple recommendations of some sandwiches. You might want to go to the Samovar Tea Lounge. Here's a recommendation. Soraya offered a lemonade recommendation, and Tim offered a tea recommendation in there.
Let me just show that. Here,
yeah, so it's like, so now I'm discovering some of these new places that my friends think will be good for me, you know, based on how I've described this trip. And this trip was, for this trip, I was coming out with my wife and daughter, and we had a couple days before TechCrunch disrupt, and we were going to go, you know, bounce around the city and see some of this stuff. So it's, yeah, so that's it.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you,
man.
So
it asks you recommendations, like places, hotels.
It's three main buckets, yeah. Hotels, restaurants, and things to do. Those are kind of the three ways that most of us look at these things. Where am I going to stay? Where am I going to eat? What am I going to do while I'm there? In no order, but those are kind of the three main buckets. And that captures pretty much, 99% of what we end up doing on most trips.
Yeah. You should add a fourth one, which is people you need to see.
People, That's
because
funny.
I'll introduce you, right? If I know you're into kite surfing, right? Yeah. I'm going to tell you go see Loic, because he'll take you out for a good kite surfing day, right?
I like that. I don't know if Loic would like that so much, though. So
Loic likes to be introduced to cool people, right? So, so, and I know you're cool because you're a friend of mine, right? Right? If we're friends on Facebook, you're cool. If you're not, why am I friends with you? True. And so, yeah, people like serendipitous experiences, and they like to meet new people, you know. And that's like, they can say I'm busy, or I'm not around that weekend, or
I love it.
Or I'm not in a kite surfing anymore.
It's not really the focus of everything that Trippy is, you know, kind of this social meetup. That's really not what we're doing. This is more just letting your friends kind of plan a friend source trip, and then you get to experience the trip. And while you're there, the cool part is how you can use the Trippy mobile app to then update your friends and show you all of the cool stuff that you're doing. So your friends make these recommendations, and then with the Trippy app, you can just upload your photos and essentially say thank you. So your friends, you've got all of your helpers that help you plan the trip in your pocket with you while you're taking the trip, and they're vicariously experiencing it with you every step of the way. Yeah.
The best experiences I've had, though, on travel is when somebody said, call this guy up, he'll give you a personal tour of the White House.
Well, yeah, everybody has that option. Scoble of like, oh, you're going to D.C., call this guy. He's going to give you a tour of the White House. You're right. That is a great experience.
Everybody does have a friend.
If I could figure out how to make that scale, yes, you're right. That's killer.
Does have a friend. Now, the White House thing, not everybody has it, right? But if you're going, go look up Jim Long. If you do, you can take a public tour of the White House.
True.
Look up Jim Long, tweet to him and say, hey, I'm here. I love what you're doing. He's going to look you up. You know?
When I'm planning my trip to D.C., I'm going to have you help me plan it then, because you've got some pretty good hookups.
And maybe you don't have any friends in the White House, but you might have a friend at the Holocaust Museum, or you might have a friend at the museum. Yep. You might have a friend who just lives in town and wants to hang out with you. Yep. You might. My brother lives 3 hours away, right? Yep. So, everybody has some connection to a lot of places, right? Maybe not to the White House, but to a lot of places. And
we built Trippy on that premise that you've got all these people. Whether you take it to the step and you actually want to meet with them, that's a whole other deal. But these people can actually give you the right tips, the right advice, and the right ideas to make your trip killer.
You got a great. Can you show me the mobile client? You on your iPhone here.
Yeah, hang on, let me get it up. Yeah, so we've got. So this is my, this is my trip to San Francisco.
Let me see. Hold on a second. Yep.
So I've put this together here. So when I hit any of these spots, if I go to AT&T Park, my friends that told me to go there, Brandy said, go to the, Veronica said this is a great spot to go. So I can just check in and upload a photo and say thank you. Yeah. And this is different from every other type of mobile app, because this is going back to a small audience of people that have told me that I should be going to this place. And I've got all my information right there. So when I'm traveling, I don't need to have anything else with me. I've got all my friends that have recommended this stuff. I've got all of the data right here on my phone. I can map it, I can call it, I can do whatever I need to do.
Now, how granular can we get? Because if I'm really planning on a trip for you to go to see the San Francisco Giants at AT&T Park, there's going to be several different places I'm going to tell you to go in the park. For instance, go sit in the bleachers for a little while and enjoy it out there, get some sun. Go and get some garlic fries, right?
Done. You can, anything that we don't have, we've got data on every place in the world. We're using a combination of Factual's data to power this, as well as the Google Places API and our own hotel data that we're putting into the system. So we've got data for every single place you could ever imagine. I don't know if we have your favorite garlic fry stands within AT&T Park, but you just add it to the system. You can add it and you tell us exactly where it is, and it goes in there. So anything that's not there for those really super boutique recommendations, yeah, you just put it right into the system.
Very cool. And then can I tell you, if I know you're going to, can you signal to me that I'm really going to AT&T Park? I bought the tickets for a Giants game or whatnot. Can I tell you then other things to do nearby or to make your experience, you know, for instance, I would go to Momo's and have lunch there, right?
Well, that's the natural way that when your friends know what you're considering. If I say I'm considering AT&T Park on my trip, I've actually bought the tickets and the Dodgers are in town last weekend, so I want to go see the Dodgers and Giants. If I buy that, that's going to be in my trip description. So then you're going to be able to recommend things to me around there to really make my, you know, my AT&T Park experience the best.
Now, let's say you go to AT&T Park with your family and you have a great time, and you come back and you maybe put in some more data about what was really great. You know, like your daughter might like sliding on the Coca-Cola slide, right? So put that in as a thing to do while they're. Is there any way for you to bundle that trip up and share it with other people so that later on when people are looking for things to do and they find AT&T Park, they find all of your experiences and tips and
so the way we've really focused on making Trippy efficient. So the way that it works is, you know, anytime somebody finds that information or finds my trip on that, they're able to copy that trip and create that as their own. So they can take everything that I've put into this trip, it copies it, puts it into all the things that they're now considering, that they can then go out to their friends and their individual social graphs to say, give me feedback on this trip that I'm thinking about. So, you know, just as Spotify lets you copy playlists and get into and find new music and find new playlists of what your friends are listening to, Trippy will let you find new trips and find cool things to do within those trips.
So can I follow you on your trip to San Francisco? Are you checking in with your app? Are you doing anything so I can sort of be watching on Facebook and saying, oh, he finally got around to doing what I told him to do? And
well, if you've helped me on my trip, you're going to get notifications sent to you every time that I'm uploading a photo and every time I'm essentially saying thank you. So
that's in Trippy though, but I'm thinking about on Facebook Places or on my Facebook newsfeed or on Foursquare, right? Because I'm the Foursquare addict, right?
Right now, when I upload a photo and say thank you, as the traveler, I'm able to have the option to post that to Facebook as well. And as we add in the other places like Foursquare and all the other location spots, that'll just be other toggles. That'll be in my control as a traveler because there's a sense of privacy on that. You don't necessarily want that piece going out to everybody because I'm on the road, I'm away from my home. It's like the idea is sending it out to, you're in control of your audience, sending it out to the small audience of people that helped you with the trip. They're going to get all that stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How are you guys going to make money with this?
It's hotel bookings, essentially. That's where the majority of the revenue comes from. It's going to be mostly an advertising-based model, but we make revenue off it. So when your friends come in and they narrow down the field of hotels from 300 hotels in a market down to, hey, these are the 3 you should be looking at. We've got check rates buttons, so you can book the hotels right there from Trippy, and when you do, Trippy gets paid.
I bet you're going to also follow the Foursquare and Food Spotting model. Food Spotting just today announced local deals, because they know you're interested in that restaurant. I bet you're going to go down that path as well.
We're looking at kind of, some lead gen for the deals space as well, because if we know you're going to a city, if we can put together some great deals that you'd be interested in on the type of trip you're taking and send those through to you, I think that's a great value add for the traveler, and I think there's a revenue stream in there too.
Very cool. Well, really neat stuff. I'm sharing my trips so people can follow me on, how is it trippy.com/Scobalizer or?
Well, it is.
I'll tweet it. And
we'll get the link. It's a personalized link, but it's not going to be that as simple as you just described. It'll be Scoble's trip to New York or wherever you're going to be. But
got it.
We'll send that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Look me up. I'll be in New York soon next week, and I'll be in Austin this weekend. We're having a big photo walk with Thomas Hawk and AMD and Dell and Google Plus as well.
Awesome.
Congrats and good luck introducing this TechCrunch Disrupt.
Cool.
Where do I learn more about it?
Trippy.com.
And are you on Twitter and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, it's use Trippy, @useTrippy on Twitter, and Trippy.com is the URL, so makes it easy.
Very cool, thanks.
Cool, thanks Robert.